have a place to stay for now, but I've literally run out of funds. And there's a reason for that. It's not because I'm not working, or it's not because I'm lazy. It is literally because I know too much. And that's okay. And I'm not going to dumb myself down or water myself down to live in a world that doesn't appreciate progression. Just wanted to get more so into the technical part of things and the natural resonance part of just life within itself, because of course there's a hybridization of tech and how we connect with each other. So I don't know if some of you have noticed, because I can't really get a feel of how many people are aware. And when I say aware, I'm talking about how many of you actually can tell on whether you are alive or dead. How many of you can actually tell on whether you're alive or dead? Most people, if you were to ask them if they were alive, at the fact of asking a person, if you were to ask someone, the fact that you're asking someone if they're alive or dead, with the exchange of asking within itself, that person receiving that question is going to automatically, and that is a very important word, automatically think or believe that they are alive, because they're answering your question. And that's a problem, because I feel like a lot of people, because of the lack of progression, don't know what the difference is on being alive or dead. They don't know what it means to be alive. So if I'm able to answer you and say, yeah, I'm alive, I'm speaking to you, I'm answering your question, therefore, yes, I'm alive. Most cases, the answer is no. Even for some of you watching this video, you may not actually be alive. You may be possibly dead, if you want to call it that, if there's a such thing. Now, I know most people know this to a specific kind of level. We see it in movies, we see it everywhere, but there's a state of emergency right now that I sense, because there's a lot of people who are still awake and still very much alive during these times of resetting. And it's not a normal or typical reset. It is more so of literally trying to get rid of original resonance. So it is based upon original resonance. So whatever is considered to be original resonance is no longer seen as value once it's been copied. That is no secret to a lot of people who are on the inside of things. However, the reason why it's a state of emergency is because usually when we inspire other people, we inspire people with the intention to live with who we inspire, to be surrounded by the inspiration itself. Nothing's really original in a sense, because there's always inspiration that comes before, but there's a natural process of development where original inspires an original resonance that creates a different kind of originality that continues on, and it duplicates itself naturally. I would think that's common sense. That's just how the world within itself is self-sustained. If you allow nature to just be what it is and allow nature or the natural resonance to duplicate itself without cloning itself or without trying to create, it will create. And it will create in a way that allows everything to even itself out in a way to where it's sustainable to live and progress. And I keep using that word progression because it seems like whatever system that has taken over, whatever programming that has taken over the world, because it's global, it's not allowing progression. It wants to force the consciousness of people who have already developed to a certain point in their own originality and inspiration from others. the programming has basically suppressed that. They've suppressed the consciousness to the point where the narrative of humanity stays the same, or it has to lower itself to a point of looping over and over and over again. So there's looping, or there's a restricted storyline to life within itself, because nature creates its own storyline. We have Hollywood and all of that, where we jump in and we create storyline, and then there's a global, natural, original storyline that creates itself based upon memory, which is time, based upon experiences that we've all collected and that we all still carry with us. Now, a lot of the time, the programming within itself, whatever this new programming is, it sucks. You know how you can have a beautiful system, but the programmers who are responsible for sustaining the system, if the programmers, I hate to use technical words when talking about natural essence, but that's just what it is. When programmers are not paying attention to natural flow of authenticity and connecting with each other, other people, in development, in planning for life, when they're not paying attention to that, and they're just looking at harvesting, they're looking at money, they're looking at duplication instead, it becomes a watered down version of what we truly are. And for those of us, and I say for those of us who are still aware of this feeling, whether you're able to articulate it or not, it pushes us further out into the system of time, to where we never catch up to ourselves. So the ripples of time are literally too much memory. And when we talk too much memory, it's not the fact that it's too much within, like, oh, there's too much, but the quality of processing from the being within it is too slow for the amount of memory there is. I currently am just drifting. The memory within itself, it's that we hold near and dear, and the experiences that we absolutely hated. This is considered to, new memories being created. But if they're looping memories and people are not aware of the repeat of it, it develops, it's like an overdevelopment of cells. So when you overduplicate a resonance or a person, of cells within itself, when you overproduce cells in one area of the body, it develops cancer or it gets sick. When we have too many memories involved and you have not enough people to process those memories correctly or naturally, that's a problem for everybody, and that's what this pandemic is. There's a programming or programmer or consciousness that says, let's take this, keep this, and let's remove that. That is dangerous to people who do not have their own rights to keep or remove what they choose. When you have programmers literally saying, okay, so we're looking at, it's more automated. It's an automated system of just a loop. It's born of decisions for your future and your legacy, or your, like, whatever it is, your current experiences. When you allow a programming to do that, they're going based off of automation and information and not resonance, and that's the problem. So what I'm witnessing here is just a data-filled, that people are living and they don't realize that they're living. And you have those who realize it and they're stuck. They're just like, where's my people? Where's the connection? Why does this feel like a watered down reality? Why? What's happening? Why do I feel depressed? Why do I feel uninspired? I can't meet a program or a new program that placed an original program within its life. So when we're talking about even the masculine, feminine side of just the brain and how it operates, just being human within itself, most of us know that the feminine side is that side that holds the space. The masculine side is that side that decides what to do with the space. But the thing about that is, if the consciousness of both of those sides within yourself is at a childish level of consciousness based upon parameters who are just like, fuck it, you know, and it's not an insult to say childlike. When I say childlike, I'm talking about an immature version of self that has no business, underdeveloped consciousness that's making all of the decisions for everyone. What's fun, what's not fun, what's attractive, it's not experiences that don't make any sense for that level of consciousness. So the programming within itself is a childish programming. And it's a problem because original resonances, no matter the age, can't live in a world like this. Like it's damn near impossible, because the system within itself pushes them or pushes us out of the system, because they've already tried to duplicate and created water and said, well, we don't need you anymore. You can just duplicate. So go end up homeless, end up with no money, create programs that say, every time you go ask for a job, you'll get a you need to go. This world is too new for you. So you're too old, so you need to go. And that's what this programming is doing to beings like me, I should say, I feel, who feel this way. Whether you're able to articulate it or not. It's just like, oh, I have no value to this world because I'm carrying too much memory, or I just know who I am to a certain extent to where I can contribute how little or how great that can be, but it doesn't go to the planning of overall programming. You know, it's kind of like working with someone and you're supposed to be living, right? Not working. You're living and working. It's like working with someone and you have all of these ideas about what you want to do with your own life. But because there's a programmer that says yay or nay, they look at you and say, we don't like that plan. So you need to either go loop back to your old life, which you can't. Therefore, you don't have that quote unquote experience. So go live an unexperienced life through your humanity, although your soul is older than your human self. So I have to live life uninspired because my human age has only gone through but so much, but my inner age knows in a way that is natural and organic. In general, because you feel and sense that there's nothing left for your responsibility to express that somehow, to be very with people, to be very direct. So the natural wedding within itself, the true natural time of things, is too slow for the AI that moves faster. So the AI that moves faster, those who are responsible for that programming of that systematic experience, they kind of look at it as, oh, they're the almighty powerful ones because they're quicker. But what happens is, the quicker you go, or the quicker it's almost like old time can't catch up with new time. It's a question, because I don't have all of the solutions. But the question is, for those of you who really resonate with what I'm saying, is how do we get old time to literally overshadow new time loss? It's kind of like having a bunch of, there's like a childish energy to be here. And that's kind of fucked up.